This is Purple Team Direct of Ms. Les Roman, try one.
Could you please introduce yourself to the jury?
My name is Leslie Roman.
And what do you do, Miss Roman?
I am a professional accident reconstruction expert.
And what kind of educational experience did you have to get that position?
Well, I got my degree in mechanical engineering at the University of Texas. I also do continued education classes at Northwestern University and the University of North.
And what kind of experience do you have that is relevant to today's case?
Well, I am an expert in accident reconstruction, and I own my own accident reconstruction firm.
And do you have any other professional certifications that are relevant to the case today?
I'm a certified member of ACTAR, which stands for the Accreditation Commission for Traffic Accident Reconstructionists.
Do you testify in a lot of cases?
I have testified in over 30 civil cases and 17 criminal cases. I testify for both the plaintiff and defendant in civil cases, but in criminal cases, the state uses the fatal crash teams report, so I testify for the defense if there's a problem with the state's work.
And do you testify in every case that you're asked to analyze?
No. If I can't find any problem with the state's work, then there's no reason for me to testify.
And have you ever turned down clients because you couldn't find a problem with the state's work?
Yes.
Are you being paid in today's case?
Yes, I am being paid my standard rate of $200 an hour to compile my expert report. This is paid regardless of the conclusion that I reach. But I'm also being paid $2,000 to appear in court today and testify because I did find some problems.
And how did you become involved in the case today?
I was asked to do an independent evaluation by the defense of the state's work in today's case.
And what did you do in this case?
I went to the site of the accident, did measurements, and analyzed the state's work.
Did you review any documents related to the trial?
Yes, I have reviewed the affidavits and reports associated with today's case.
And when you reviewed those, did you have sufficient facts and data to draw a conclusion?
Yes.
And did you use proper methods and apply them accurately in today's case?
Yes, I did.
And what did you think of the information that you reviewed?
I disagreed with the conclusions that Ryan Foster came in determining the speed, the cause of the accident, and the force of the impact with the tree.
And what is your take on Ryan Foster's opinion of Canyon Road?
Well, Ryan Foster severely underestimates the dangers associated with Canyon Road.
How?
The presence of a guardrail and trees close to the road being cut down would have saved Vanessa Sullivan's life.
Are you aware of any efforts to solve the dangers of Canyon Road?
Yeah, I was aware of a petition to decrease the speed and add safety measures to the road. I also did some work analyzing dangerous roads in Midlands, and I believe that I mentioned the Canyon Road in my report, and not only did I mention Canyon Road, but the exact curve that Vanessa Sullivan died on.
And let's move on to talk about your report. You said earlier that you came to a different conclusion about the speed than Ryan Foster. How is that?
I disagreed with the methods that Foster used to come to his conclusions about the speed.
And what method was that?
The drag sled method.
And why do you disagree with that method?
It is highly inaccurate, very prone to error, and it isn't even relied upon in our academic community.
And how can this error affect results?
It can skew findings about the speed dependent upon if the error is over or underestimating the drag factor.
What's a drag factor?
A drag factor is the amount of friction that occurs between a car and the roadway or the surface that it's traveling on. It accounts for the speed loss during a car accident. For instance, a car traveling on a dry rock or gravel road would have a different drag factor than a car on a wet, paved road, like in today's case.
And did Ryan Foster over or underestimate the speed in this case?
He overestimated it.
And is this due to the use of a drag sled?
Yes. Like I said before, error is highly prevalent in this type of method.
And what did you conclude about the drag factor when you analyzed it?
I concluded that the drag factor should be lowered. This decreases the speed. I concluded this because the rain on the road that was recorded that evening would have significantly reduced the friction between the road and the tires. Also, the drag sled is even more inaccurate at determining the speed of cars on rain-covered surfaces.
At this point in the direct examination, I will be qualifying demonstrative evidence and having Tori come up and use a marker board and a blow-up of the accident scene in order to help show the finders of fact how she came to different conclusions than Ryan Foster, and also make it seem more valid than the other case. So, wait for that in practice.
You also said earlier that you reached different conclusions than Ryan Foster about the cause of the accident. What makes you believe that there could be other causes?
After reviewing the affidavits and looking at the ruts in the grass next to the roadway, the reason that Danny Dawson exited the roadway was the result of an evasive maneuver consistent with trying to miss an object, or a deer in this case.
And what is an evasive maneuver?
An evasive maneuver is just someone trying to avoid a collision with an object.
And why do you think that this was an evasive maneuver?
Well, Ryan Foster concluded that Danny swerved off the road. However, the way that the ruts are positioned leads me to believe, based off my experience, that Danny Dawson swerved to avoid colliding with a deer.
And what makes you think that it was a deer? Was it something that you had read in reports, or how did you come to the conclusion that it might be a deer?
I concluded that it might be a deer because Danny Dawson, who was the driver of the vehicle, said there was a deer. Also, Ryan Foster said in his own affidavit that deer are frequent on that road. We also heard from London Bennett that her dog barks when there are deer in the area, or when the dog sees a deer, and her dog was barking the night up. So it kind of just all adds up to being consistent with the deer.
Okay, finally, you said that you disagree with the force of the collision. How do you disagree with it?
Based on the overestimation of the speed due to the use of a drag sled by Ryan Foster, this led to further inconsistencies in the determination of the force that the car impacted the tree and the utility pole. Furthermore, Ryan Foster didn't calculate the tree as a narrow object. This increases the speed of the car at the moment of impact.
When you refigured Ryan Foster's numbers, what did you find?
I concluded that the car impacted the tree at 31 miles per hour and the utility pole at 16 miles per hour. Using the combined speed formula, I concluded that the combined speed of the impact was 35 miles per hour.
In your opinion, is a 35-mile-an-hour collision enough to cause death?
No.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No further questions. Thanks for tuning in, kids.